Very well, counsel. You may call your witness.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Honorable Commissioners. I call Mr. Nuha Touray.
Yes.
I swear by the Almighty Allah
I swear by the Almighty Allah
that the evidence I shall give to this commission
that the evidence I shall give to this commission
shall be the truth,
shall be the truth,
the whole truth,
and nothing
but the truth.
but the truth.
So help me Allah.
So help me Allah. Thank you.
For the instruction.
Yes, please.
Can you give your full names to the Commission, please?
My names are Nuha Touray.
Where do you live?
Please, pardon?
Where do you live?
I live at Kombolamin.
What work do you do at the moment?
At the moment, I am on secondment from the government to the ECOWAS Commission Secretariat.
To the ECOWAS
Commission Secretariat.
Commission Secretariat.
Yes,
Based
please.
where?
In Abuja, Nigeria.
Can you give your full address to the Commission?
As in
Abuja, Nigeria.
Okay. ECOWAS Commission Secretariat, Asokoro District.
Slowly.
ECOWAS Commission Secretariat,
Yes.
Yakubu Gowon Crescent. Yakubu Gowon Crescent.
Spell the Yakub.
YAKUBU.
JUB.
Yes, Crescent.
Yes.
Asokoro District.
Spell.
ASOKORO.
District.
Yes, please.
Okay. Abuja.
Yes, please.
What position do you hold at the ECOWAS Secretariat?
I work as the executive assistant to the vice president of the commission.
Who is the vice president?
The vice president is Mr. Edward Singate.
Right. How long is the secondment for?
It's for 2 years, initial period of 2 years.
Initial period of 2 years.
Yes, please.
Renewable.
Yes, it is possible.
When did you take up this position?
In February. February.
February 2017.
Yes, please.
Would you like to sit down?
Yes, please. Thank you, ma'am.
Mr. Touray, your last post was in the office of the president.
Yes, ma'am.
What was the position you held?
Secretary to the cabinet.
Secretary to cabinet.
Yes, please.
How long have you worked in the civil service?
My first appointment into the civil service was 1st of October 1988.
Okay, take us through your career.
Okay, I was employed as an assistant personnel officer at the Personnel Management Office on the 1st of October 1988. And I stayed at the PMO for a period. I rose through the ranks to become a deputy permanent secretary, meaning I was assistant personnel officer, senior personnel officer, principal personnel officer, deputy permanent secretary. And then, when I got to the position of deputy permanent secretary, I moved on to the Ministry of Tourism and Culture on posting. That was in 2005 as deputy permanent secretary. And then from the Ministry of Tourism, I was posted to the Ministry of Works as deputy permanent secretary.
Okay. Which year was that?
I don't think I remember, but I can provide the details.
Right.
But that period, I was still deputy permanent secretary. From the Ministry of Tourism, I went to the Ministry of Works, and from the Ministry of Works back to Tourism, and then back to Works. Okay. I had two stints at the Ministry of Works. And then from the Ministry of Works, I went back to the Ministry of Tourism as acting permanent secretary.
Okay.
And then can I make reference to my documents?
Sorry?
Can I make reference to a document?
Certainly.
Okay. In March 2011, I was appointed acting permanent secretary, Ministry of Tourism and Culture. And on the 13th of June, same year, 2011, I was confirmed as permanent secretary, Ministry of Tourism and Culture. And then in April 2012, I was posted to the Office of the President as permanent secretary.
April 2012.
April 25th, 2012.
April 25th.
2012, yes, please. Yes, please. As permanent secretary 3, PS3.
Okay. And in the
PS3, and then on August 1st, same year, I was elevated to the position of secretary to cabinet.
Okay. And that's the position you've held since then, since 2012?
No. I given the nature of the things at the office, it was a bit erratic. So, so when I was from secretary to cabinet, I was redesignated as permanent secretary 1.
Okay. What year and when?
This was on 15th of November, 2013. And then,
In the office of the president?
yes, please. And then I was reappointed Secretary to Cabinet on the 22nd of January 2015 up to 22nd June 2016.
It was a redesignation, you said?
No, that was a promotion. Like it was a promotion, sort of, yeah. From Permanent Secretary to Secretary to Cabinet.
How can it be a promotion when you had held the position earlier?
Because from the position of Secretary to Cabinet is higher. It's higher. So when you revert to PS, that could be called either a demotion or a redesignation. But when you go back to this position of Secretary to Cabinet, that is certainly a promotion.
Okay.
Although I had held the position before, but...
So you held the position until you said when in 2016?
Yes, June 22nd, 2016.
Okay.
Yes, and then, you know, I had a problem with the former president. He accused me of destroying a file that could have been used in the prosecution of a former minister of petroleum.
Okay.
So because of that, I was put behind bars I was in custody for about 6 months. And then with the dawn of the new government, the charges were dropped.
Okay. Just for the record, what was the name of this file?
The name of the
File.
file.
Yes. The name of the file you were...
Okay, they said, I think he said it was the Ministry of Petroleum file. Ministry of Petroleum file.
When were the charges dropped?
The charges were dropped in January of this year. Yes, January of this year.
Now, Mr. Touray, you say the position of Secretary to Cabinet is more senior to PS.
Yes, please.
Could you explain what is the structure at the Office of the President?
Yes, I can.
Administrative structure, that
Yes,
is.
I can. The head of the office is the Secretary General and head of the Civil Service. And then the next most senior position is the Secretary to Cabinet. And he was the de facto Deputy Secretary General. Then you have the Permanent Secretary 1 down to Permanent Secretary 4. We had 4 Permanent Secretaries. At some point we had 5. And then from the Permanent Secretary you go down to Deputy Permanent Secretary, Deputy Permanent Secretary, Principal Assistant Secretary, Principal Assistant Secretary to Senior Assistant Secretary, Senior Assistant Secretary, Assistant Secretary. That was how
Hierarchy.
the structure looked like, yes.
So in the absence of the Secretary General, is the Secretary to Cabinet that...
Yes, who would oversee the office. Yes, please.
Okay. What is the hierarchy among the State Guard at the Office of the President?
Yes, the commander of the State Guard, they call it the RNG, Republican National Guard. The commander, it was headed by a commander. And until the time I left, the commander was Lieutenant General Suleiman Baji.
Yes. You have the commander of the State Guard, and then what?
No,
What is the hierarchy?
Okay. The hierarchy is that you have the Republican National Guard.
The Republican National Guard commander.
Republican National Guard, yes.
Yes.
And that the commander of the Republican National Guard was Lieutenant General Suleiman Baji.
Yes.
And then you have state guards. State guards. They are under the RNG. The state guards. The commander of the state guards was Brigadier General Ansumana Tamba. At the time I left, yes, please.
At the time you left, you mean 22nd June 2016?
Yes. The commander of the state guards was Brigadier General Ansumana Tamba.
So what is the distinction between Republican guards and National Guards and the State Guards?
Okay, I'm not a security personnel, but from my understanding, the Republican National Guards, they transcend beyond the State House. The operations transcend beyond the State House.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So what was the Republican National Guard structure? You had a commander, and what else did you have?
Yes, I don't know who was next to the commander, to be candid. But I know the commanding officer was Lieutenant General Suleiman Baji.
So what about the State Guard structure? Sorry, let's go back to Republican National Guard.
Yes,
when General Suleiman Baji was not there,
yes, please.
who acted in his position?
I don't know, to be candid.
You don't know that.
Suleiman Baji, as far as I know, was hardly absent from work.
Okay. What about the structure in the State Guards?
Yeah, the State Guard was headed by Brigadier General Ansumana Tamba, and if he wasn't around, then there were some majors there. The majors in the army, they were there. I remember one Lamin, I think Mendy, Major Lamin Mendy. We used to call him ML anyway.
You used to call him?
ML.
Okay.
So he
All right.
would oversee the office sometimes. That one I remember.
Was there a deputy secretary to cabinet?
At some
Whilst
point,
you were there?
At some point there was. In fact, and my career is such that I occupied, quite a bit of several positions. I was myself one time deputy secretary to cabinet.
I see.
Yes. And then when I was secretary to cabinet, I had a deputy.
Okay. During the period 2012, when
Yes.
you joined the office of the president,
Yes, please.
until you left in 2016,
Yes, ma'am.
tell us who the secretary generals were.
Okay, when I got to State House, the Secretary General was Dr. Njogu Ba.
Yes?
And then I think he was replaced by Mr. Mumuru Sabali. And then you had Abdullah Salah. And then you had Lavin Nyabali. Dr. Khalidu Bayo. Khalidu.
Khalidu, yes.
Bayo, yes. And then Mr. Suleiman Samba.
All right. Now, you spent 4 years, at least, in the office of the president before you left.
Yes, please.
I'm sure you have, you are aware of the terms of reference of this commission.
Yes.
Yes, you are. Now, during the period you were in the office of the president,
Yes, please.
whom would you regard as close associates of the president?
I have a witness statement. I fill out a witness statement.
Yes.
And I have listed the names that I think were close associates. It's clearly outlined in my witness statement.
Sorry, I didn't hear the
I'm saying
last
it's
one.
clearly stated in the witness statement, please.
I see. Yes, but I'm asking you now. You have any concerns about repeating what was in your statement?
Because given the nature of our society, sometimes people react to things differently.
We can't hear what you're saying.
I'm saying that given the nature of our society, people react to things in different ways. Even if you spoke the truth, somebody might see it as something else, So that's why, I prefer that I put it down. Perhaps you can share with the honorable, commission members.
Mr. Touray,
Yes, ma'am.
I would have thought you are way beyond being conservative about the truth because of what anybody thinks.
Perhaps it's just that, well, with due respect, I don't think I'm conservative with the truth because I've clearly spread it out in the witness statement. Unless you insist that I repeat, then perhaps I can do that.
I see.
Yes, ma'am.
Who was a close associate of the former president cannot be a matter of confidentiality.
That's okay. That's okay.
Okay, let me put it this way. Maybe close associates is a judgment. Who, in terms of civilians, let's start with you. You've told us about some of the military who were there. We'll come back to that.
Okay.
In terms of civilians, who did the president deal with?
Okay, I will mention those I used to see at State House.
Yes.
And actually, I didn't mention them before because you had given somebody the...
Whatever you said in your statement, the commission is not privy to.
Okay. Okay.
Yet.
Okay.
It's on the course of
Okay.
investigation.
Okay,
yes.
okay, I didn't know, yes. Okay,
All
that's
right.
fine. Okay. Okay, those I used to see there.
Yes, those you used
Okay,
to
one
see there.
is Mr. Muhammad Bazi.
Okay.
And then there is this gentleman they call Nikolai Buzainu.
Can you spell it?
Nicolae, I think.
L-A-E?
Yes, Buzainu.
B-U-Z-A-I-M-U.
N-U. Yes, please.
Okay.
The Mr. Tony Gatas.
Okay.
The president's in-law, brother-in-law, used to come there too. They call him Mr. Tibu Kamara.
Mr.?
I think Tibu Kamara.
Can you spell it?
I think it's T-I-B-U or T-I-B-O-U.
D-I-B-U.
Yes.
Kamara.
Yes, please.
You said the president's brother-in-law.
Yes, he is husband to the wife's sister.
Which wife?
The
let's
former
be clear.
president's wife, yes.
That's Mrs. Zainab.
Yes, please, yes.
Zainab.
Yes, please.
That's what it is.
I used to see Mr. Amadou Samba too.
Okay. Yes.
How many do you have? I think,
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
yes, for now I think that's what I can remember.
Okay. Now let's just go back over the names. Muhammad Bazi,
Yes, please.
B-A-Z-Z-I.
Yes, please.
Did he come in the company of any other people, just himself, or he came with others?
Okay, I think I used to see him alone.
Okay.
To see him alone.
Do you know Mr. Fadi Mazegi?
Mr.?
Magezi, Mr. Fadi.
No.
Okay. This Nikolai Buzainu,
Yes, please.
who is he?
Okay, at the time I left office, he was our ambassador to the Principality of Monaco in France. Principality of Monaco in France. He was our ambassador. But before then, he held the position of ambassador to the UAE.
United Arab Emirates.
Yes, please. Gambia's ambassador to the United Arab Emirates.
Based in Abu Dhabi?
Yes, please. Then.
Okay. So as at the time you left the office in 2016, what position did he hold?
He was our ambassador to the Principality of Monaco in France.
Did he have any business interest in the Gambia as far
Yes,
as you
he
know?
does. He does.
Do you recollect his business
He's the
interest?
proprietor of the Ozone Bay Hotel is leased to his company,
Yes?
as well as Westwood Company.
Westwood Company.
Yes. He wanted to go into oil prospecting as well, but that
He
one
wanted
didn't-
to?
go into oil prospecting as well.
He wanted,
that-
okay.
But that one, I don't think it happened.
He succeeded.
It succeeded, yes.
Okay. What about Mr. Muhammad Bazi? Do you know anything about his business interests?
Yes, Muhammad Bazi is the proprietor of Euro African Group Limited.
He is the proprietor of?
Euro African Group Limited.
Okay. That's the only company you know?
Yes, that's the only company I know that he deals in directly, yes.
What about Tony Gattas?
Tony Gattas is as at the time I left, he was the CEO of the company they call APAM. I think it's Alhamdulillah Mining and Petroleum Company, I think, yes. Alhamdulillah Petroleum and Mining Company, yes.
This Jibu Kamara, brother of Zainab Jami.
It's DIBU.
DIBU. T.
As in Thomas, yes.
Okay, Tibu. Is that his proper name?
That's how I know him. That's what I hear people call him.
Okay, Tibu. Did he have business interests?
I don't know. He has business interests.
Was he the only relative that you were aware came to the office?
Yes, yes. Of course, the former First Lady's brother too was there. He used to come there.
The former?
The former First Lady's brother.
Which former First Lady?
The Zainab Jame, yes.
The?
Zainab Jame.
Okay, her brother.
Her brother, yes, please.
That's not Tibu Kamara.
No. Tibu is the sister's husband.
Oh, Tibu is the sister's husband.
Yes, Tibu is Zainab's sister's husband.
Do you know Zainab's sister's name?
No, please, I don't.
Okay. What is his brother's name? Her brother's name?
I think it's Abubakar. Abubakar, yes.
Okay. In relation to Mr. Amadou Samba, do you know his business interests?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. Well, you have any?
Madam, you may have a look at this, please.
Can Okay. This is a document in relation to Mr. Mohamed Bazi, business interest. I'm applying to have it admitted. Have the document, a document dated 10 August 2013, addressed to Mr. Mohamed Bazi from the Office of the President. Admitted.
That's the only copy I have, please.
You can take a copy back from the Secretariat afterwards. Mr. Touray,
Yes, ma'am.
having been in the office of the president in 2 senior positions for 4 years,
Yes, ma'am.
what do you know of his business interests?
I know he conducts business through Kanilai Group International.
Sorry? Repeat that, sorry.
I'm saying I know he conducts business.
Hold on, hold on. Could you wait, please, until we mark the document? Yeah. Confidential letter dated 10th August 2010 from Office of the President to Mohamed Bazi, Managing Director of Euro African Group, re fuel importation, admitted mark MS41.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yes, you are telling us about the former president's business
Yes,
interests.
yes. I'm saying I know he conducted his business through Kanilai Group International, which had a few subsidiaries that I'm aware of. And one of them is the Kanilai Family Farm. That was the Kanilai Family Garage. There was I think the Green Industries. Kanilai Bakery, yes, please. Kanilai Bakery. I think those are the ones I can remember now.
Okay, thank you. Are you aware of any assets that he acquired during the period you were there?
Yes, I'm aware.
Yes.
At least one. He acquired the Dunes Casino.
Dunes,
Dunes Casino and Resort.
when was Dunes? That's the hotel at
Just behind here, yes.
Palmarima.
Yeah, behind Palmarima, yes, please. Can I make reference to my documents?
Sorry?
To tell you the date, can I make reference to the documents?
Yes, yes, sure.
Okay. Actually, this was procured with funds from the petroleum account.
Which of the petroleum
It's
accounts?
either the Sky Bank or Guaranty Trust Bank. But I've seen documents where the hotel was registered in the name of Kanilai Family Farms, even though it was bought with state funds.
It was bought with funds from the GNPC account
Yes, please.
in one of the banks,
Yes.
commercial banks,
Yes.
Sky or Guarantee
Yes,
Trust.
I can show you. I have evidence to that effect.
Certainly, that would be helpful.
It's a minute from one of the files.
Sorry. This is a minute from?
From one of the files, but I can't remember which file I took.
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
I say it's a minute I copied from
one of the files.
Yes, because
okay.
I drafted the instruction to the bank for him to sign.
You drafted the instruction?
To the bank for him to sign.
For
the former president.
The former president
yes,
to
please.
sign. And this is with regard to the payment to Mr. David Ford
yes,
for
please.
the purchase of Dunes Hotel.
Yes, please. And if the bank should provide their records, it will be the withdrawal form request will be there.
The withdrawal form should be there.
Yes, should be there.
Okay. Do you recollect how much money it was?
Exactly what is stated in the minute, please. I don't know it offhand.
No amount seems to be stated.
There is an amount.
Would you like to look at it again?
There's no amount, okay. But in any case, the address, the payee address, is it not stated in the minute?
No, it says payment from the GNPC account at Guarantee Trust Bank.
That's right.
That's what it says.
To Mr. David Ford.
That's all. Would you like to, payment to Mr. David Ford for the purchase of Dunes Hotel from the GNPC account at Guarantee Trust Bank?
Yes. The details would be at the Guarantee Trust Bank.
Very well. Thank you. And this is a minute
yes.
From Mr. Momodu Sabali to His Excellency.
Yes, please.
Dated the 2nd of November 2013.
Yes, please.
And the handwritten words at the bottom.
Yes, please.
Which says MOPASG, approved as discussed.
Yes, please.
And with the signature. Whose signature is that?
That is the signature of the former president, Yahya Jammeh.
All right. And you are saying also that the documents, the property was assigned to Kanilai Group
yes.
International.
Yes.
KGI. Do you have any other document
yes,
relating to that?
I'm sorry, I still have it. I just.
That's fine.
Yes.
Take your time.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
Who prepared? Do you recollect who prepared the transfer, the transaction?
It was the former minister. He was either minister or Solicitor General at then.
The Attorney General.
Yes, he was either Attorney General or Minister of Justice at the time.
The Solicitor General or Minister of Justice at the time.
Yes, yes.
Okay. All right. Okay, maybe we'll give you.
Please?
Maybe we'll give you time to look for it.
Yeah, certainly I have it.
You have it? Okay.
Oh, yes, I do. I just don't know in which lot I put it, but I have it. sorry, I seem to have a lot of documents. Pardon? Okay.
Sorry, I'm sure we will not finish today. What we'll do is ask you to note it.
Okay.
And tomorrow we have to continue tomorrow, and you can bring it with you.
Yes.
That will give you time to look for it properly.
No, yes. In fact, as soon as I step out of this place, I'll give it to them. I have it.
Very well. That's fine. Mr. Chairman, I'm applying to have admitted a copy of a minute between the then Secretary General, Mamadou Sabali, to the ex-president, dated the 2nd of November 2013 and 4th November 2013, with respect to the purchase of Dunes Hotel. Inter alia, you've seen it.
These were his explicit instructions.
Thank you.
The former president's explicit instructions.
These were the former president's explicit instructions.
Yes.
Among other instructions, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
That is the instruction number 2.
Minute dated 2nd November 2013 from Mamadou Sabali, Secretary General, to ex-President Jammeh regarding request withdrawals from GNPC account at Skybank and GNPC account at Guaranteed Trust Bank. Admitted, Mark MS42.
Mr. Touray,
Yes, ma'am.
and you said the Dunes Hotel was transferred into the name of Kanilai Group International or Kanilai Family Farm?
Kanilai Family Farms, yes. Because the record I have shows that. And I want to believe that record.
All right. Very well. Is that the only asset you are aware of that he bought?
That is the one I'm aware that he purchased whilst I was in office.
Sorry?
I said that's the one I'm aware that he purchased while I was in office.
Okay.
Whilst I was in office.
Who at the office of the president was responsible for, in a way, of the president's assets? Was there anyone?
For
the president's assets, these transactions? Or it would be the Secretary
not
General?
I don't think in the official, in the civil circle. I think in the military circle, yes. The military circle within the State House, yes.
The
military circle within the State House.
The military circle people
Yes.
were responsible.
Yes.
Do you know of, or are you aware of in any way any business interest he has out of the jurisdiction?
No, please.
You would not know.
I would not know, please. That's correct.
Did you handle any transactions for him whilst you were in office, whether as PS or as Secretary to Cabinet?
Official transactions? Yes.
Yes. Did you handle any transactions for
Official,
him?
yes.
Sorry?
Official transactions, yes.
Official transactions.
Yes.
Is that one of the official transactions?
Yes, one of them.
This is the nature of some of the official transactions.
Some of the yes.
Purchasing of Dunes Hotel.
Yes. In others, but mostly the transactions are issued through the Secretary General, not directly to me.
Okay.
They are issued through the Secretary General, and then we would carry the instruction.
Yes, you have to speak up a little bit. I'm having difficulty. I think it's the sound of the machine.
I'm saying that the instructions are issued through the Secretary General.
Okay.
The official instructions that I carry out
Yes.
were issued through the Secretary General,
All right.
and then we would take action.
What were your responsibilities as Secretary to Cabinet?
Okay, my primary responsibility as Secretary to Cabinet was to attend Cabinet meetings of Cabinet, take notes, and prepare minutes of those meetings or that meeting. That was my primary responsibility.
Mr. Touray, we have come across various accounts operated from the Office of the President.
Yes, please.
In respect of which you were signatories
That is
as
correct.
well. You haven't mentioned those.
No, I'm saying my main.
Your main responsibility.
That's what I said.
So what are your other
The
responsibilities?
other responsibilities, I would attend meetings on behalf of the Secretary General. I was made signatory to accounts operated by the Office of the President.
You were signatory.
Yes, co-signatory. I was co-signatory with the Secretary General. The Secretary General would be the main signatory, and I would be the co-signatory.
When did you start becoming signatory to these accounts?
When I was made both as Secretary of Cabinet and Permanent Secretary 1.
Okay. Is there any policy document at the Office of the President? Any policy document at the Office of the President
Yes, please.
detailing who can be a signatory to an account and who should not be a signatory to an account?
That was decided by the former President.
There was no policy,
No, that was no
written policy document.
Yes, and in fact, I have record to show that one of the Secretaries General said he was not going to sign. He didn't want to sign the accounts. And the President replied that he did not have a choice, he has to sign. I have the proof here.
Which Secretary General was it?
That was Dr. Bayo, Khalidu Bayo,
Khalidou Bayo.
at the time, yes. The minute that he sent to him to say he doesn't have a choice, he has to sign, I have it.
If you have it, give it to us.
Yes, ma'am, I'll give it to you.
Okay.
It was coercive, you didn't have a choice, you have to sign. Okay, I will note it down because if I have to shift through the papers.
You'll note it down.
Yes,
Okay,
I'll bring it up.
list it down? So the first document which you're trying to look at is the concerning Dunes Hotel,
yes, yes.
and this one is the minute that you said you had seen concerning Mr. Khalidou Bayo. So you're saying, okay. No, just take note of it. Now you're saying you're a signatory because you had to be a signatory. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I didn't have a choice. I didn't have a choice. Because I remember also that at some point in the office, when he removed me from being signatory and appointed somebody else, I was happy that I didn't have to sign, but that person was sad that she had to sign.
That person was?
I said the person was not happy that she had to sign, sad that she had to sign.
Okay.
But we didn't want to have anything to do with the accounts, but you will not have a choice.
All right. Now, you were a permanent secretary. You said in various positions before you finally became permanent secretary.
Yes, please.
Office of the President.
Yes, please.
Now, you are familiar with financial instructions.
Yes, to
FI.
some extent, yes.
Yes, as PS, you are accounting officer. When you become
correct.
PS, you become accounting officer.
That is correct.
Now, we've been told for the Office of the President is the Secretary General who was accounting officer.
That is correct, ma'am.
Clearly, and confirm this if it is correct, there is nothing on the FI or in any other, there's nothing in the financial instructions or any other policies of government under which the Secretary to Cabinet could sign, could become signatory to the account. Is that correct?
No. Ordinarily, the Secretary to Cabinet shouldn't be.
Ordinarily, the Secretary to Cabinet
Shouldn't be.
should not be signatory
No,
to the
should not be
account.
signatory to accounts.
Okay. So basically, you're a signatory because the President said you must be a signatory.
Yes, ma'am. That is correct.
I see. All right. Mr. Touray, we'll have to take you through the various transactions
Yes, ma'am.
in various accounts, because there are many of them,
That is correct.
that you were signatory to,
That is true.
right? Now, do you recollect the International Gateway account?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
There were two International Gateway accounts, well, the same account, but one was closed and another open. First, the International Gateway account, and then you had the
Vision 2016.
Vision 2016 account.
Vision 2016 Special Projects account.
Now, you were signatory to the International Gateway account.
That is correct.
What is the International Gateway account about?
The account was held at the central bank, and it lodged proceeds from the gateway, the telecoms gateway that was managed at the time by TEL, a company called TEL, on behalf of GAMTEL. So proceeds from international calls in and out will be paid into that account.
Okay.
That's the nature of the account.
What has that account got to do with the Office of the President?
I remember that the monies were paid to GAMTEL.
They were paid to?
GAMTEL. But an instruction was issued by the former president that an account should be opened at the State House, at the Office of the President. Not at the office. The account should be opened by the Office of the President at the central bank for those monies to be lodged in. Because then, he said he was not pleased with the way the funds were managed by GAMTEL. I heard him say that.
Okay. Do you happen to have a copy of that instruction?
That an account should be opened?
Yes. No,
I don't have it yet,
you
but
don't
it
have
would
that
be at
one.
the central bank.
No, that's fine. That's fine. So these were funds that were intended for Gamtel.
Yes, ma'am. That's correct. And Gantel has written separately to get money from the accounts, but he would say no. There is a record to that effect.
Repeat that, sorry.
I'm saying that Gamtel would write to request access to those funds, but he would say no.
I see.
All that could be found in the files at the office, if they are still there.
Do you recollect the particular file relating to this matter and what it would be called?
It would be called the telecommunications file. It should be one of the white files at the office.
The white files?
Yes, please.
These are the PRC files?
Yes, ma'am. That's correct.
Can we have exhibits CB18, please? Show it to the witness. Exhibit CB18, let's have it. Yeah, it's a bundle, so let's have the bundle. Now, the first transaction I would like you to explain, if you can, from the international gateway account, which you confirmed at the time,
Yes, ma'am.
was being operated by TEL,
Yes, ma'am.
and therefore monies lodged into this account were paid in by TEL.
Yes, please. That's correct.
The first transaction is a withdrawal of $610,000 US from the account, which you and Momodu Sabali gave instructions for. This is by letter dated 8 October 2013 to the governor of the central bank, and which sum was collected according to the record we have and the evidence from the central bank was received by Muhammadu Batata S. Juara. Do you have an explanation for this?
Yes, I remember. I have information concerning that transaction. I want to give it to you.
Okay. You have some documents?
Yes, ma'am, I do. Get it.
Tell us what document that is.
It's a minute.
Minute from who?
A minute by the Secretary General, which His Excellency approved at the time.
Okay.
And it was done at his instance, at the instance of the President.
So what was the minute to the President about?
I should read that?
Yes. There's a minute, you said, a minute from the Secretary General
Yes.
to the President. And the Secretary General at the time was?
Was Mr. Sabali, Momodu Sabali.
Yes. And what does it say?
It says, Sir, following our discussion on the issue of the Towaski Ram sales.
Can you please speak up so that we can...
Following our discussion on the issue of the Towaski Ram sale.
Hold it.
Yes, yes, sir.
That's not in evidence, is it?
No, not yet.
Yeah, well, it has to get into evidence before you start reading the contents.
Okay.
All right. Sorry, we have been following, doing the reverse actually. So that's fine. I mean, let's have it. What is the date of the minute?
The date of the minute is on the 10th of, on the 8th of October 2013. I think it's the reverse. Yes. 8th October 2013.
8th of October 2013.
Yes, ma'am.
And you are saying it's a minute in relation to this sum of 610,000 US dollars.
610,000 US dollars, yes. In fact, I have a copy of the instructions.
Is there a response to the minute from the Secretary General, from the President to the Secretary General?
Yes, he approved it.
It's all there. Okay, let's have it. Mr. Chairman, I would like to apply to have admitted a letter dated 8 October 2013, a letter of instruction dated 8 October 2013, which is a copy of the instructions from Nuha Touray and Mamadou Sabally to Governor of Central Bank, and attached to that letter is a minute from Mamadou Sabally addressed to ex-president. His addressed to him as Your Excellency.
This follows an instruction, verbal instruction to...
Okay, wait until it's admitted, okay. Then you can explain further.
letter dated 8th October 2013 from Office of the President to the Governor, Central Bank, withdrawal of funds, and accompanying minutes from Secretary General Mamadou Sabali, approved by ex-President Jammeh, admitted marked MS 43.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Could you mark it and let the witness have it, please? Thank you.
Sorry, ma, that's the only copy I have.
Yes, we will make copies. You'll go to the secretariat for a copy to be made for you. Could you kindly give the document to the witness, please? Could you kindly give the document to the witness? Could you give the document to the witness?
Excuse me, ma. Excuse me. Yeah. No, I have found one of the documents that I was looking for.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Let's deal with this one first. Now, the document is marked MS-50. Could you read the minute in respect of the sum of MS? 53 or 43. MS-43.
Yes, it says,
The minute from Mr. Sabali to ex-president and his reply.
Following our discussion on the issue of Tobaski RAM sale, I have identified the recently opened international gateway account at the Central Bank as having some money.
Please speak up.
You can hear? Okay. Sir, following our discussion on the issue of Tobaski RAM sale, I have identified the recently opened international telecommunications gateway account at the Central Bank of the Gambia as having some money. Being government that's the amount, $610.852 US, being government revenue paid in by TEL on 28 September 2013. I respectfully propose that my humble self and Secretary of Cabinet be signatories to the account. The amount will be reimbursed to the account once the RAM sale is over. And then the former president approved it.
Okay. Well, thank you.
I was going to say something that, some of these were verbal instructions to Mr. Sabali.
Some of this?
They were verbal instructions to Mr. Sabali. But I would advise him to originate a minute.
No, that's fine. The document speaks for itself, Mr. Touray.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
All right. So after this instruction was received, what happens? How do you come to sign this withdrawal?
Yes, we do
letter of withdrawal.
We do the letter and send it to the Central Bank.
You were asked to issue a letter.
Pardon?
How does it work? How does it work? He says approved. When after the president says approved, what happens?
Yeah, when he says approved, then we do the letter to the Central Bank.
I see. Okay. Who is Mr. Mohammed Batata Juara?
He was the chief of protocol, I think, at the time.
I see. So he went to receive the money, that's what it says here.
Yeah, sorry, either deputy chief of protocol or chief of protocol.
Either chief of protocol or deputy.
Yes.
All right, that's fine.
At that time, yes.
So he received the money, and then what happened? Do you know?
No, I wouldn't know. In this case, I wouldn't know.
Who was responsible for RAM sales at the office of the president?
It was the state guard, yes, the state guard, the soldiers.
The state guard.
Yes, please.
Thank you. Now you are just drawing my attention to a document that you said you found. What was it?
Yes, ma'am. It has to do with the issue of signatories to the account.
What about it?
Dr. Kalbayo, I mentioned.
Oh, all right. What you mentioned about Dr. Bayo.
Yes, it was
Khalidou Bayo.
Yeah, I will just bring it in context that we didn't have a choice but to sign. Because here is somebody who was.
And you'd like to have it admitted?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, may I apply to have admitted a minute minutes from the witness Nuha Touray and a minute from what purports to be, I believe, the ex-president, subject to the witness's further evidence.
minute dated 27 July 2014, signed by ex-President Jammeh, stating that, quote, Secretary General cannot choose whether or not to be a signatory. He must be a signatory to replace Mr. Salah. Unquote. Admitted marked MS 44.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, I think this is a very good time to stop. And so we will rise. We'll be back tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning.